today's practice, I would recommend having a blanket as well as a strap. If you don't have a strap at home, you could use a belt, a scarf, a dog leash. Just get creative with what you have. It's also not extremely necessary, so don't worry about it if you don't have anything. Before getting started, you could roll up your blanket and move it near the top of your mat, maybe about 3/4 down, to set up for a supported fish. So with your blanket, you're going to look to have it near the shoulder blades. So when you lay down, it's just giving you that gentle heart opener. And the head will rest down, and you can extend the arms out to the side. And then play with what you'd like to do with the legs here. If you'd like the feet on the mat, maybe you wish to open the hips, take Supta Baddha Konasana, knees out to the side. Maybe you extend the legs long, toes point out towards the top corners of the mat. Give yourself permission to take the time you need here to settle in. And maybe this supported fish isn't what your body needs right now. Maybe you're better off taking a completely different shape. When you feel settled, you can close your eyes. Right away, begin to notice the rhythm of your breath. Notice where in the body the breath feels present. And also notice where the breath might be non-existent. Noticing the pattern of your breath, feel if the inhales or the exhales flow with more ease. Is one longer or deeper than the other? Beginning to manipulate the breath now, perhaps breathing in and out through the nose. Work to create equal depth with your inhales and your exhales. Notice how the belly rises as you inhale. And how it falls as you exhale. Enjoy 5 more deep breaths where you are. As you maintain this deep rhythmic breath, invite some movement into the body. And then roll over onto one side in a fetal position. You might leave the blanket where it is. Support the head in a way that feels good for the neck. Take a couple breaths in a fetal position. And then press yourself up to sit on your mat. You might slide your blanket now under the sit bones if you like a little bit more height for the hips. You're coming to a comfortable seat for your body. You absolutely do not have to sit like me. Sit in a way that feels good Coming to that comfortable seat, sit up tall. Feel the shoulders release down away from the ears. And then have the palms face up as you keep the eyes closed. With the palms up, you're welcome to receive whatever comes to you in this practice. This practice will be a little bit more energizing as we work through some different back bends. It's not often in our daily lives that we bend backwards. So doing so can bring discomfort, maybe a little shortness of breath. It can be quite a challenge. Just allow yourself to receive whatever comes up in these challenging asanas, these challenging poses. Always just going to your comfortable edge for that very moment. Hands meet at the heart center, palms touch. And hands away from the chest a little bit so you have the space here to rub your hands together. Keep rubbing, starting to create some heat between the palms. Maybe a little bit of strengthening through the shoulders, through the arms. And stop rubbing the hands together and bring your left hand to rest over your heart. And then stack the right hand on top. Notice your own heartbeat, the warmth of your own body. Keeping the left hand where it is, move the right hand to rest over your belly. You can keep the eyes closed if you feel comfortable doing so. Moving through some pranayama, that control of the breath. All together, take the biggest inhale you can take. Fill all the way up to the top. Now hold the breath at the top. Exhale them out, let it go. Inhale, fill all the way up. Hold the breath. Exhale out the mouth. One more of these, holding the breath a little bit longer. Exhale. Now from empty with your next inhale, breathe in just to your belly. Breathe in again to the ribs. A third inhale, fill up to the collarbone, suspend the breath at the top. And exhale from the collarbones to ribs to low belly. Take two more of these 3-part breaths. Once complete, move the hands out to the sides of the ribs. So working more towards a lateral breath here, so breathing through the sides of the body. Try not to let the belly or the chest rise. With your inhale, press the ribs outwards into the palms. And then when you exhale, draw the ribs in towards one another. Just a couple more. Hands rest back down, palms up to the sky. Notice your seat's a little bit taller if you've started to slouch. With your next inhale, reach your arms up, palms towards one another. With your exhale, cactus the arms, bend the elbows wide. And then move the fingertips up onto the heads of the shoulders. Elbows parallel to the earth, take a full breath. Inhale as you are. As you exhale, moving from the shoulders, bring the elbows forward, drawing circles. Inhale as the elbows move back. Move at your own pace. Finish your circle this way, and then draw your circles in the other direction. One more time around. Keep the elbows parallel to your mat. Then extend the arms out to a T, palms forward. Feel your belly pull up and in, support the spine. Inhale as you are. Exhale, bring the arms in front of you, palms might touch. Inhale to open, and exhale to close. You can stay here at the rhythm of the breath, or you might choose to pick up some speed using a strong rhythmic breath. Two more. Arms to the side, turn your palms up. As we inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms back down. Keep going. Again, you might pick up speed, strong rhythmic breath. Three more. All reaching up. Right palm to the back. Left hand takes the right elbow. Point the right elbow up towards the ceiling as you lift your chin parallel to the floor. Breathe in. As you breathe out, bend over to the left, keeping the chest open to the front of your space. Find that lateral breath. Breathe in through the sides of the body. As you inhale, sit up tall, arms reach up. Other side, left palm to the back. Right hand takes the left elbow. Point the left elbow up, chin parallel to the floor. Inhale to stay. Exhale, bend over to the right. Breathing deeply. As you inhale, reach up. Exhale, arms come down. Hands could rest beside you or on the body. So you take some shrugs or some circles through the shoulders. And then find your way up onto your hands and knees in a tabletop. With the blanket now, it might slide under the knees if you like that extra cushion. Your knees are under the hips and the hands are under the shoulders. Spreading the fingers wide to avoid dumping the weight into the wrists. Press down through your fingertips. Draw the belly up into the spine. Articulating through the spine with cat-cow. Inhale to cow, lower your belly, lift your heart and your tail. And as you exhale, press the mat away, round through the upper back, gaze towards the belly button. 2 more times with the breath. Come to a neutral spine, and then lower down to the elbows onto your forearms. Make sure that the elbows are stacked under the shoulders. Hands could be on your mat, they could touch, palms together, maybe you interlace the fingers. As you are, press down through the forearms, slight round up between the shoulder blades. Walk the right knee in a little bit more towards the center line of your mat, and then flex your left foot so the toes point down. Avoiding that cat-cow movement here, come to a strong neutral, and avoiding opening into the left hip as you lift the sole of the left foot up towards the ceiling. You're looking to keep a 90-degree bend at the knee and that deep flex through the foot. Inhale, the knee hovers down. Exhale, sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Feel that squeeze in the glute. Continuing with the breath. Two more times. Softly bring the left knee down, top of the foot down. You might walk in a little bit to the midline, flex the right foot so the toes point down. Keeping the hips square, lift the sole of the right foot up towards the ceiling. Inhale, the knee hovers down. Exhale, sole of the foot towards the ceiling. Continue on your own, always keeping the spine neutral and keeping the weight even through the forearm. So notice if you're putting more weight in one arm than the other. Work at evening that out as you press down into the earth. Going for two more. Right knee to the mat. Knees can walk out a little bit and take a rest in a child's pose. Hips go back to the heels. Forehead rests down to the earth. If the earth is a little far away, stack your fists, rest the forehead. Try to find rest here. Try to find some softness. But as you find this rest, don't lose your breath. Stay with that deep, powerful breath. Continuing, come to your hands and your knees in tabletop. Spread the fingers wide, distribute the weight. Now walk the right knee in a little bit towards the midline. Flex your left foot and lift the sole of the foot parallel towards the ceiling. So just like what you did earlier on the forearms, except now you have the option to incorporate that cat-cow movement. From here, it's an inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart and the tail, left foot might get a little higher. As you exhale, really press the mat away, pull the belly in, hug the thigh into your chest. Inhale, sole of the foot towards the ceiling, belly could drop, heart and tail up. Exhale, round through the back, press the mat away, knee to the chest. Going for two more. Now on your last one, keep the left leg up and reach your right arm forward. Weight even through your left fingertips, strong through the left arm. Right arm can reach back, thumb points down to the mat. From here you might connect the right hand to the top of the left foot. Maybe you use your strap. If you have that connection, you could press the foot into the hand and lift more into your heart. Breathing always. Without dropping the foot, let it go, hand and knee down. We'll move right into the other side. So the left knee might walk in a little bit more to the center. Flex the right foot, toes down. Lift the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Inhale, you can lower the belly, lift heart and tail, right foot a little higher. Exhale, press the mat away, pull the belly in, knee to the chest. Keep going. Next time the right foot is up, keep it up. Left arm can reach forward, thumb to the sky. Breathing. Left arm reaches back, thumb down. Hand could reach for the right foot, or you could use your strap. Pressing the foot into the hand, lift through your chest. Breathing deeply. With care, release the foot, hand and knee down. And then walk the knees out wider than your hips. Toes can touch as you sit the hips back, finding a wide knee child's pose. Feel the breath at the back of the body. Every exhale, intending the sit bones are closer to your heels. Keeping your hips back, walk your hands over to the left, bringing a stretch down the right side. Breathe a little deeper into the right lung. Hands walk through center, over to the right. Stay heavy in your left sit bone. Breathe a little deeper into the left lung. Hands walk to center, rest the forehead down. 2 more breaths in wide knee child's pose. Make your way up to your hands and knees. Walk the knees under the hips. Curl your toes under and then lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Arriving in the shape, you might keep a deep bend in the knees and then explore pedaling out the feet, lengthening one leg at a time. Make sure the neck is relaxed, the head is heavy. You can look under one arm and then the other. Press through all 10 fingertips. Move into stillness in your downward facing dog. Knees can be bent, hips go high. Take a full breath. With a bend in the knees, walk the feet up to the hands. At the top of the mat, ragdoll, deep bend in the knees, upper body folds over the legs. Belly can be on your thighs. With the arms can just hang. You can hold on to opposite elbows, bring some more weight into the arms. You can also get a stretch through the neck, taking interlaced fingers to the back of the neck, bringing a little bit of pressure to the base of the skull. Stillness or explore swaying side to side. And in stillness, release the arms. Squeezing the glutes, pull the belly in. And then inhale to a halfway lift, knees can be bent. Exhale, fold over your legs. With a bend in your knees, inhale, rise to stand, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hands touch at the heart center. Closing your eyes. Feel rooted evenly through both of your feet. You can open the eyes. Arms are resting down beside the body, palms open to the front of your space. As you inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And as you exhale, make a fist with your hands as you twist towards the left and bend the elbows wide. Inhale, reach with the fingertips face the front of your mat. Exhale, fist, twist to the right, bend the elbows. One more time to each side. Inhale, facing the front, arms up. Palms away from one another. Exhale, take the arms down. Fingers interlace at your low back. And then bring the palms to touch or as close as they can be. Move the hands over towards your right waist. Standing tall, tuck the right elbow back. And then option to rest the left ear down to hover over the left shoulder. Head back to center, hands towards the low back. Switch the interlace so you have the other thumb on top. Move the hands over to the left. Standing tall, chin parallel to the floor. Tuck your left elbow back. Then you could hover the right ear over the right shoulder. Head back to center, release the hands. You can move through the shoulders. If you have any blanket on your mat, move it to the side. You come to stand tall in Tadasana, mountain pose. With your inhale, reach your arms up, option to look up. With your exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, bend the knees as you need, Uttanasana, standing forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees enough so the hands connect to your mat, and the feet step all the way back for downward facing dog. Feel that stretch in your spine. With your next inhale, lift the left leg, three-legged dog. Now flex the left foot, point the toes down. Work at keeping the hips square. One more cycle of breath. Lift a little higher to the right toes. Maybe the left leg goes a little higher. As you exhale, come forward to a high plank. Hug the thigh into your chest. Think about that cat action as you press the mat away, round through the back, get the knee in closer. With your out breath, step the left foot through between the hands. The knees can come down first. You don't have to take that same path to get here. When you have your left foot at the top, gently bring your right knee down. Your blanket could slide under the right knee if you like that cushion there. Keeping the hands down to start. Feel the heart reach forward, feel the weight in your hips. Inviting a stretch across the front of the right hip in crescent moon lunge. You could close your eyes, tune out any visual distractions, and go even deeper into the sensations you are feeling. And this can be a lot. You could stay right here. If you do like to lift, hands can move up to the thigh. They could come up at the heart center. Option from here to add a mudra, point the index fingers up, interlace your other fingers. Feel your belly lift up and in, lift through your pelvic floor. Engage through the right glute muscles, and then reach your arms up. Think about hugging the biceps into the ears. This could be it, or you might add a back bend. Inhale, lift a little out of the hips. Exhale, start to lift your heart up. Holding where you can breathe deeply, 3 full breaths. You have the back bend, lift out of it. All taking the hands back down to frame the left foot. Inhale, heart shines forward. Exhale, hips move back for half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. As much of a bend in the knee here as the body is asking for. Hands can walk in closer. Take an inhale, feel the length in the spine. Reach your left sit bone back. Feel the stretch down the back of the leg. And then you can choose to fold over the leg. With your next inhale, connect the left foot back to the mat. Hands frame your left foot, right toes are curled under, lift the right knee, and step to a high plank. Knees can come down, you could also lower to the forearms. We're gonna hold this high plank for 2 full breaths. As you like, come all the way to the belly. Knees could lower first as you lower the chest in a straight line. And from your belly, tops of the feet are on the mat. And then practice your arms, so bend your elbows wider than your mat. Setting up for baby cobra, the gaze is down, neck is long. Anchor through the tops of the feet, and without using your arms, pull your belly in, abs engage, and then lift your heart up off the mat. Staying at the top. You might feel it's a little harder to breathe in your back bend. Rather focusing on how deep you can go, focus on keeping a deep breath. Optional, hover the arms, and then draw the shoulder blades in a little closer to one another. 2 more breaths. Carefully with your exhale, come all the way down, arms how you like, forehead or ear to the mat. Relax your legs. Take the breath into the back of the body. Look down to your mat, walk the hands to the mat, toes curl under, lift your hands and knees or right to a plank, continuing in downward facing dog. Look for that length in the spine, take a full breath in and out. Next inhale, lift the right leg high, 3-legged dog. Flex the foot, point the toes down, stay level in your hips. Next inhale, lift the left toes, right leg might go a little higher. Exhale, come to your plank, hug the thigh to the chest. Holding here, really press the mat away, round through the upper back, get the knee in closer. Really lighten your back toes. Exhale, bring the right foot through. When the right foot is at the top, gently bring the left knee down. Your low lunge or crescent moon lunge on the other side. Settling in with the hands down to start. You can close your eyes. And just check in with this side if it feels any different than the previous. If you're feeling okay here, you might bring the hands up to the thigh. You might bring the hands together at the heart. You'll point the index fingers up, and then reach your arms up in line with the ears. For the back bend, really lift up through the pelvic floor, engage through your left glute muscles, and then lift your heart up. Again, you're going to where you can breathe. So if you're here and the breath is really shallow, really choppy, then maybe you come down to hands to the mat. 2 more cycles of breath. All taking the hands down to frame the foot. Inhale, heart shines forward. Exhale, hips move back for half splits. As you arrive, the hands can walk in closer. Take an inhale, lift and lengthen the spine. Reach your right sit bone further back. And then exhale, you can fold over your right leg. Next inhale, right foot connects back to the mat. Hands frame the right foot, left toes are curled under, lift the left knee. Step to your high plank. You can modify again, coming down to the knees or down to the elbows, holding this one for 3 breaths. Whichever plank you chose, just make sure you're not collapsing here through the belly or through the chest. Really press the mat away. After your 3rd breath, lower all the way down to your belly. Bring your arms in front of you so the elbows are wide, but stack your hands. And then bring your forehead to rest down on top of your hands. Coming into a variation of locust pose. Feel the belly pull up and into the spine. And with your next inhale, lift everything up off the mat. Your forehead stays connected to the hands. And you're breathing. Keeping the gaze down, cactus your arms, staying in your back bend. And then reach the arms back, thumbs point away from the hips. Get the shoulder blades a little closer, maybe you get a little bit more height. Breathing 2 full breaths. Next, exhale, lower all the way down. Arms how you choose, forehead or ear to the mat, and relax your body. Stay here as long as you need. To continue, you'll turn your gaze down. Bring the hands to the mat, curl the toes under, and rise to downward facing dog. Hold space in your downward facing dog. Head is heavy, neck is soft. Pressing the mat away, keep your hips high, inhale to your toes. Exhale, bend the knees in, gazing up, bring your feet between your hands. Top of your mat, inhale to a halfway lift, knees can be bent as you lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your legs, bend the knees as you need. Inhale to stand, arms reach up overhead, option to look up between the hands. Exhale as the palms touch, move them down to your heart center. Pausing in stillness, close your eyes. Work at clearing any noise from the mind, any thoughts that are not serving you. And preparing to balance in dancer's pose. Begin by opening the eyes and turn your gaze to a still point. If you'd like a little bit of support in your dancers, you could come to face the wall. So you have that support, the hand could actually be on the wall. From there, feel the weight shift into your right foot as you lift the left foot behind you. The left hand could take the top of the left foot, or you might loop your strap around the top of the foot to get that connection. When you have that connection, point the knee down so you level off your hips. And then extend your right arm forward. This is dancers. If you like to go a little bit deeper, you can begin to lean forward through the chest, but continue to lift through your heart. You can press the left foot into the hand, get the leg a little higher. Breathing is number 1. If you fall out, notice how you react, but then come right back. Maybe a little bit deeper, one more breath. Continue to balance on the right leg as you come to stand. Bring the left knee towards your chest, hands at the heart center. Slight tuck down the tail, get the knee a little higher, and then place the foot down. Move over to the other side. Root down into your left foot, steady your gaze. Right foot lifts behind. Right hand or your strap takes the top of the foot. Point the knee down, level your hips, And you can go deeper, extending left arm forward, lifting the right foot a little higher, press it into your hand. Breathing. If you're at the wall, you could play with taking the fingertips off the wall or just feeling a little lighter in the hand. Going a little deeper, last breath. Strong in the left ankle as you come to stand. Hands at the heart, right knee towards the chest. Slight tuck of the tail, being a little closer. And then place the foot down. Rest the arms down, palms over to the front of your space. Stepping back onto the mat if you moved away. Close your eyes, find the breath. With your next inhale, reach up overhead, option to look up. With your exhale, fold forward, bend the knees as you need. Inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the mat, step right to downward facing dog, hips go back. It's the last time here in this practice if you'd like to move in any way at all. Before gently bringing the knees down and finding a rest in a child's pose. Child's pose is a nice counter pose for the back bends that we've been doing. Instead of opening across the body, in child's we're closing the front of the body. Arms could be in front of you. You might take the hands in prayer. Hands could come to the back of the shoulders. Breathing. One more deep breath. And then make your way up to sit on your mat. So you'll want your strap close by if you have one. You might also want your blanket close by. It might go under your sit bones. You might just have it next to you if you want to use it another way. And then take the legs out long in front. You can take the flesh back, feel more rooted through your sit bones. Keeping the right leg extended, draw the left knee in towards your chest. Moving into cow face, open into the left hip to stack the left leg on top of the right. So this is half cow face legs. You can modify this by bending into your bottom leg, and you could slide support under the knee. Maybe it's your blanket, maybe it's something else. You could also keep the sole of the left foot on the mat. Maybe you'd rather come here, opening the hip this way. Again, you might like support under the knee if it is lifted. For full cow face legs, you're shifting the weight over to the right side, and then swing the right leg around, and then bring the left knee to stack on top of the right. So the difference with half and full is that in full, you're asking both hips to open. So if you don't have that mobility in your body, you might start to feel some twisting in the knees, and that's something you want to avoid. So if this is really uncomfortable, I would recommend staying with half. Choose the legs that feel good for you today, and then sit up a little bit taller. We'll just start by settling into the shape, close the eyes. And feel like you could release some tension from the hips. Feel the shoulders get heavy as they release away from the ears. You can stay exactly as you are. Or to add the cow face arms, you're reaching your right arm up overhead. Take the palm to the upper back. With your left arm, you're turning inwards from the head of the shoulder to bring the top of your left hand to your back. The fingers might easily connect, and they might not. You can use your strap here or that other prop you have to create that connection. You could also even hold on to your clothing. But it really doesn't matter that much if you have this interlace. Let your focus here be on the hips and the spine. So feeling that release in the hips, feeling that length in your spine. That length moves up into the neck. So if you have your chin down, see if you can bring your chin parallel to the earth. And then just ever so slightly work at getting the right elbow a little higher up towards the ceiling. Just a few cycles of breath. You can close your eyes. And with care, release the arms. Fingertips come down to frame your hips. Take an inhale, grow tall. And with your exhale, there's the option to fold forward. And really fold slowly here. You can feel the sit bones go back. Keep intending the hips open. The hands can move here where you like them. You're going to where it feels good, not to a particular shape you wish to create with the body. If you're feeling pain, then come out. A little discomfort is okay. You know your body the best. Two more breaths into the hips. And then begin to rise, walk the hands in, lift the chest. To come out, you can lean back. If you have the full cow face legs, you could just swing the legs around and then come back forward. Again, maybe half cow face is better for you, maybe on this side. The left leg will go out long if that is the case. You're sitting up tall. To start here, just checking in. Close your eyes, focus in on the hips, release any unnecessary tension. Next inhale, left arm can reach up to add the arms, palm to the upper back. With your right arm, turn the shoulder in, top of the right hand to the back. You might find that connection with the fingertips, maybe with your prop. Maybe grip your clothing. Focus on sitting tall, chin parallel to the floor. Soften into the jaw. 3 deep breaths. Carefully release the arms. Fingertips frame the hips. With your in breath, sit tall. Out breath, you can slowly fold forward. Feel the hips go back. Arms can move where you like them. Be kind to your body. Inhale, lift the chest up. And sitting up tall, you can lean back to help bring the legs in front of you. Might feel nice to give them a little bit of shake, some movement through the ankles, toes. Now we'll be making our way onto the back. If there's any extra clothing you'd like to put on before coming down, if you think you'd like to be with legs up against the wall, you can move towards the wall now. I will offer up one more back bend in this practice. If you'd like to participate in this back bend, when you do come onto your back, resist bringing the knees into the chest. So just keeping the front of the body open here. The feet will walk onto the mat if you like to take this back bend. So the toes are pointing forward and the knees are pointing up. Arms come down beside the body. You want to make sure here that the head is in line with the back of the body. So it's best to avoid having a block or the head up here. You want to keep length through the back of the neck. If wheel is in your practice, you might choose wheel, taking the hands behind and then pressing everything up off the mat. I'll be demonstrating bridge here, so a little bit more gentle with the body. In your bridge, you're feeling the back of the shoulders root down, and your gaze is straight up to the ceiling. Pressing down through the feet, begin to lift the hips up off the mat. Keep pressing down through the backs of the shoulders. You might explore lifting the toes here, pressing through the 3 points of the foot, the top left, top right, in the middle of the heel. You could feel a bit of an engagement in the glutes. You could tuck your shoulders under, and then interlace the fingers, press down through the backs of the arms, maybe the hips go a little bit higher. And whether you're in bridge or wheel, there's the option to lift the heels now to come onto the toes. Commit to your back bend if you chose one. Take 3 to 5 deep breaths. When you do come out of wheel, you're going to slight tuck the chin, carefully come down. From bridge, if you have the interlace, let it go, untuck the shoulders. Lowering with control, start at the top of the spine and lower one vertebra at a time. When the back is down, the heels can come down. Take a breath. And just release the back, the knees can come into the chest. This might move into happy baby, opening the hips so the knees go wide. Hands could reach around the back of the legs as the soles of the feet come up. The hands could also reach through the inside of the legs for the outer edges of the feet. In happy baby, you might like to keep the tailbone heavy, low back down. Or you might like the tailbone up, and you can rock side to side. If you have happy baby, let that go. Bring the legs together. And with your exhale, option to lift the head and shoulders off the mat. Bring the knees in close. Engage every muscle in the body. And then exhale, let it go. Making your way into Shavasana. And if there's any other movement you'd like to take here, please take it. My Shavasana, I like to have a bend in the knees. I like some support under my thighs. I find it brings me a little bit of relief for the low back. But you come into a shape that feels good right now. It doesn't have to be the same Shavasana shape you took in your last practice. And there's no rush to get into Shavasana. Take your time. You're coming to a shape where you feel supported. Where you can really feel the body relax. No energy is required here. Not even with the breath, let it be free. Any thoughts just pass you by. Enjoy this blissful state of sweet, sweet Shavasana. return to the body. You can wiggle the fingers and the toes. And awaken the wrists and the ankles. Softly sway the head from side to side. And with your inhale, take the arms behind you, legs long. Stretch as long as you can, fingers to toes. And let it go with a sigh. Move mindfully to arrive up in a comfortable seat. When you are seated, the hands can move up to the heart center in the Anjali Mudra, thumbs to the center of the chest, and the eyes closed. Notice any shift in your energy now compared to the beginning of practice. Feeling grateful for this practice and all that it does for you.